Hi everyone, Charlie from JourneyToTheWay.com here. I just want to talk for a couple of minutes about trauma and addiction. The question is, do you have a loved one that struggles with chronic addiction and they've had problems with chronic relapse and they're really struggling to overcome addictive patterns? Well, just consider that all addiction is either trauma-based, it's rooted somewhere in some type of trauma, or it's a mental illness struggle, or maybe it's a combination of the two, right? So my encouragement to you is, first, let's not give up on that person. Second, let's make sure that we're covering all the bases and looking under all the stones to figure out what's the root of the problem. A lot of times in addiction treatment, we mask the problem with, and I'm not saying 12 steps don't work. Please hear me say that. 12 steps do work. But they work mostly for people who have done the deep down underlying issues that have created those traumatic experiences. So just consider there's two types of trauma that most people struggle with when they're struggling with addiction. It could be a CPTSD, which means complex trauma, or it could be trauma that is a single event traumatic experience, like a major accident or the witnessing of some type of violence, something like that. But generally what happens is when somebody's experienced trauma, and it could be little teeny things that have built up over time, trauma that results from childhood or adolescence or even adulthood, those things can lie under the surface for many years. And just when the person thinks that they have gone and done everything that they can, and I see this quite routinely, where people have relapses and then they wonder why they have relapsed. And then when we get underneath the surface and we uncover it all, we discover that there is deep-seated trauma that result from childhood or adolescence or something else that has happened in their life that they have yet to explore or let go of. And so over time that builds up, and then the body does truly keep the score, and eventually that person will begin having all kinds of reactive patterns, reactive behaviors. So addiction is really nothing more than a solution. I hope this makes sense to you. If you have a loved one that's struggling